Perseverance, a key word drawn from the Independence Day broadcast of President Muhammadu Buhari as we mark the 62nd anniversary of Nigeria's independence. He highlights major challenges faced by Nigerians, pleading with members of the Academic Staff Union of Universities to return to the classrooms. This and more will be our package for you this week. You're welcome to Special Report. I'm Olumide Macaulay. Celebrations as Nigerians mark the 62nd independence anniversary in grand style. This year's anniversary also marks the last Independence Day to be reviewed by this present administration.
And a high level of appreciation to all Nigerians.
On Independence Day, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Nigeria addresses the nation to mark the 62nd independence anniversary.
At one of the trying times in her history. Conscious that today's address.
In his 27-minute last Independence Day nationwide broadcast as President of Nigeria, he expresses concern over the pain Nigerians are going through in the wake of security and economic challenges facing the country. President Muhammadu Buhari assures that their resilience and patience will not be fruitless.
As we continue to de-escalate the security challenges that confronted us at the inception of this administration, newer forms alien to our country begin to manifest, especially in the areas of kidnappings, molestation, killings of innocent citizens, banditry, all of which are being addressed by our security forces. I share the pains Nigerians are going through, and I assure you that your resilience and patience will not be in vain as this administration continues to reposition as well as strengthen the security agencies to enable them to deal with all forms of security challenges. At the inception of this administration in 2015, I provided the funding requirements of the security agencies, which was also improved in my second tenure in 2019 to enable them to surmount security challenges. We will continue on this path until our efforts yield the desired results. As we put in place all measures to ensure that Nigeria takes her place in the Committee of Nations, we recognize the importance of a well-educated populace as a panacea to most of the challenges we face. We have therefore pursued policies and implemented programs designed to create a literate and proficient society that ensure that citizens are availed with opportunities for lifelong achievements.
He addresses other issues, mainly the 8-month-old strike embarked on by public university lecturers pleading with the union to return to the classrooms.
I must confess that I am very pained by the recurrent disruption to our tertiary education system, and I am using this Independence Day celebration to reiterate my call for the striking Academic Staff Union of Universities to return to the classroom while assuring them to deal with their contending issues within the limits of the scarce resources available. This administration has made appreciable progress in redressing these issues that have been lingering for over 11 years. The federal government will continue to mobilize resources both internationally and nationally towards funding education to ensure that our citizens are well educated and skilled in various vocations in view of the fact that education is a leading determinant of economic growth and employment generation. Fellow Nigerians, we have also improved our health facilities, especially during and after the outbreak of the coronavirus pandemic, which attracted commendation of the global community. As you are aware, Nigeria was one of the countries that defied global predictions of the socio-economic impact of the coronavirus pandemic because of our resilience, commitment, and passion with which we individually and collectively managed the pandemic. This administration embarked on addressing critical ecological challenges across the country in order to mitigate the impact of climate change manifesting in the form of flood, soil erosion, desertification, air pollution, amongst others. We will continue to ensure that our infrastructure drive remains the key to Nigeria's economic growth and for which every Nigerian will feel the impact. The federal government is already expanding ports operations to ensure that they provide opportunities for the growth of the Nigerian economy.
Speaking on activities concerning the 2023 elections, he urges the candidates and their supporters to avoid issues that can undermine the electoral process.
Fellow Nigerians, no matter what gains we make, without a good governance system anchored on electing credible leaders on the basis of free, fair, credible, and transparent elections, our efforts will not be enough. It is for this reason that I have resolved to bequeath a sustainable democratic culture which will remain lasting. The signing of the Electoral Act 2021 as amended with landmark provisions further assures us of a more transparent and inclusive electoral process. Having witnessed at close quarters the pains, anguish, and disappointment of being a victim of an unfair electoral process, the pursuit of an electoral system and processes that guarantee election of leaders by citizens remain the guiding light as I prepare to wind down our administration. You would all agree that the recent elections in the first 2 years in some states, notably Anambra, Ekiti, and Osun, and a few federal constituencies, have shown a high degree of credibility, transparency, and freedom of choice, with the people's votes actually counting. This, I promise, would be improved often as we move towards the 2023 general elections. As we begin the transition process to another democratically elected government, I want to implore all aspirants to conduct issue-based campaigns devoid of hate speeches, as well as other negative and divisive tendencies. I also want to express my wish that we see more female and youth participation in the forthcoming electoral cycle. I am sure that our teeming and energetic youth now realize that violence generally mar elections and so should desist from being used by politicians for this purpose. Reforms in the public sector are already yielding results, especially in the delivery of services. On this note, I urge the general public to demand for citizen-centered services from the relevant authorities.
Now you are sitting within the Eagles Arena, please. Up on your feet, please. Thank you.
It's the last set of activities to mark the 62nd Independence Day anniversary at the Eagle Square, Abuja.
Vice President, His Excellency, Professor Yomi Oshibajo, SAN, GCON, just be received there. Please, once again, we are all attempting to rise immediately alive from the presidential limo, please. We can see the outsiders displaying their dexterity on the motorbike. Dignitaries arrival for this unique occasion.
The arrival of the mounted troop in this colorful display ushers in the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Muhammadu Buhari, in this presidential limousine.
Excellency Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, just received them by the Secretary to Government, the Commander Guard Brigade. He proceeds
And straight to the parade ground.
in deference to his exalted office, please. Thank you.
President Buhari reviews the Independence Day parade for the last time as head of state of Nigeria.
Year 2022, Nigeria's Independence Day anniversary parade Sunday. 29 officers, 450 members of the armed forces, Nigerian police, Nigerian legion, paramilitary agencies, organized labor, and members of the National Youth Service Corps parade, ready for your inspection, Your Excellency.
Approaching the color party, the officers salute while the reviewing officer bows.
To the Special Guest of Honor, credible information reaching our announcer's desk, dates.
The colorful march past was spearheaded by the Army, followed by the Navy, the Air Force, and the Nigeria Police. From slow march to quick time march. Then coming to a halt. Other paramilitary agencies, the Nigerian Legion, and members of the National Youth Service Corps are also on parade. There was display by the Nigeria Military School, NMS, Zaria.
They are coming back to their initial request to exchange rifles from right to left, left to right, and by safe observe. We can see that there. Splendidly done.
A cultural display showcasing Nigeria's rich cultural heritage and the diverse ethnicity. military paratroopers, and aircraft display.
The aircraft is employed for conducting basic, advanced, and combat training. It is associated armament systems of stores. The aircraft is also capable of conducting combat missions.
The President proceeds to review the parade for the last time as the officers march in reverse order, signaling the end of the 2022 Independence Anniversary Parade. Shortly after group photographs, he then signs the anniversary register.
The anniversary register being signed there by the very special guest of honor. It's very, very exciting, entertaining. After the signing of the anniversary register, this very special guest of honor now moves to the Saluting Days preparatory of the other activities of this record-making occasion.
In the southeast, south-south, and southwest states, governors of Anambra, Ebonyi, Rivers, Ogun, Lagos, and Oyo celebrate the independence anniversary in their state capital.
My dear people of Ogun State, in the spirit of today's celebration, let me join us that as we celebrate the anniversary, we should continue to promote peaceful coexistence, socio-economic development, and respect for the rule of law. As an administration, we are determined to build a society with equal opportunities for all to fulfill their potentials. Administration is committed to the continued discharge of good governance for an optimal development across all sectors of our economy. Ours is a promise-keeping administration. We are committed to an even development of all parts of the state. As I've said before, we will not develop any part of this state at the expense of another. Let me reassure all the people of the state that the administration remains unwavering in our commitment to the fulfillment of our shared programs as enshrined in our Building Our Future Together agenda.
Celebrate our nation as the most populous nation, the most populous black nation on earth. We celebrate Nigeria with all its diversity. We celebrate Nigeria as the largest economy in Africa. Yes, we also celebrate our founding fathers, who fought and some with their blood to give us a new nation, on which we must all now fight to preserve and to grow to become the largest black nation on earth. And that is what it is destined to be. But together, we have to build it. Yes, we celebrate our youth. We celebrate all those who toil every day to make this nation great. We celebrate, particularly, like I said, our diversity, watching the parade today, and the commanders, armed forces, and so on, and all those are security agents who work day and night to keep us safe.
We will build a state that works for all of us, in which there will be equal opportunity for everyone to pursue that legitimate aspiration. As your representative and the custodian of this very sacred mandate, we shall keep our hands on the plow and remain focused on our goals and making life more comfortable, life more healthier and wealthier for all the citizens of Lagos State.
At 62, our country and our people deserve access to sustainable economic opportunities, a friendly business environment, stable and affordable energy, gainful employment, quality and affordable healthcare and education across all levels, an effective public transport system, food security, and a better quality of life, not the hardship, sufferings, and hopeless future of the present. We therefore need a government that cares about the unity of the country and the well-being of its citizens, a government that religiously commits to changing the present circumstances of the people and making life more meaningful for everyone. Interestingly, that is what we have been doing without holding back in the 7 years for our people here in Rivers State. We have provided road infrastructure in quality and quantity that are unmatched by any previous government since the creation of our state. No state, not even the federal government, can boast of the simultaneous construction of 12 flyovers and other major roads across the state in 3 years with Julius Berger Nigeria Limited as the contractor. But that is what our government has successfully executed.
In the north, the governor of Katsina, Niger and Kano State urged politicians to play the game by the rules with hope that the nation will surmount its challenges soon.
The past 62 years, how we have matured, how we have developed, on whether or not we're moving forward or backwards, we should reflect on different decades within the 62 years to do an assessment as a people, as a government, if we've made progress. For those of us that experienced the 70s, the 80s and the 90s, we can easily tell you that we had a very safe environment then. We were able to travel at any time. We had good hospitals. We had good schools. The practice or the habit of going to school abroad or going to hospital abroad started not many years back. It is my sincere hope.
This will be the last National Day celebration we will have as a government, which we had been rejoicing unfailingly. By this time next year, a new administration will be in place to continue from where we stopped. Therefore, as we edge closer to the expiration of this mandate, you have given us, the last 7 years of democratic governance has transformed Kano from being a representation of urban conditions to a widely referred example of effective hardship and a reference point for infrastructure development in the country. The critical infrastructure projects were executed, most of which have been completed and put to use, are fast pushing Kano to join groups of mega cities in the world. They also provide the foundation for the growth of other smaller cities, such as the headquarters of the newly created Emirates, receiving sufficient attention from the government and the private sector.
We must act with utmost responsibility and caution, because despite political differences, we are all participants and shall continue to remain brothers and sisters.
The battles are yet for security, economic prosperity, and the security of our people. Future lies ahead and remains to be won. So many years lies ahead of us to make the future we want, starting from today. If we set forth at dawn, we make this journey before dusk.
I urge you to desist from political lies and blackmail and focus more on the realities of the day. We cannot encourage politics of division, rivalry, and thuggery in our own state.
As this year's celebration comes to a close, ushering in electioneering campaign for the 2023 elections, Nigerians hope to enjoy the dividends of democracy when the next administration takes over. That's it on Special Report this week. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.